everybody. Welcome back to First Take at Bowman Field in Clemson. Listen, Stephen A. Max, you guys have all the clout and juice. Can you please ask our bosses? I've got 2 requests. 1, can we get a DJ in studio? Because this has just been fantastic. And 2, can we go to more college campuses? How much fun is this remote?
It's lovely. It's lovely. I got to give credit where credit is due. The reigning, defending national champions have showed up. All right.
Stephen A., time for your Stephen's A-list.
What?
Look who we got, a special judge.
What's up? How you doing, Coach?
Molly, how are you?
So good to see you.
You good?
Thank you so much for coming out.
Where's the tie today? I thought
80
this was
degrees, Coach.
dress up Friday.
I didn't make dress code.
That's a pretty sharp suit right there, Coach.
I appreciate
if
it.
I bite it, y'all know why. All right?
It's all you.
We
You
know
got
what
it
time.
now.
We know what time it is right here. You know what time this is, Coach? This is Stephen's A-list. The top 5 players in college football after week 5. This is not after last year. This is not after week. This is after 5 weeks of college football right now. Okay, excuse me. And by the way, you see this list right here. I'm not going to do it because you know what? I got somebody that looks a hell of a lot better than me. That's going to put some names on the board. Your name was Zakia, right? Zakia, that's right. Let's get to my top 5. Top 5 on the list. Number 5, Joe Burrow. Put it right up there. Why? Because this is a brother right now, undefeated, leads all FBS quarterbacks in completion percentage. He's been absolutely balling. He's a big-time talent. I got to put him up there at number 5. Let's go to number 4 on the list. Put up Jonathan Taylor, Wisconsin. Why? Excuse me. Have you seen this brother run the football? It's a damn shame what he did to the Michigan Wolverines, let alone everybody else. This is a Heisman Trophy candidate. We mention him every year. You know how elite he is. We can't ignore it. We got to put him in our top 5. Let's go to number 3 on the list. Justin Fields, Ohio State. Why have you seen the Ohio State Buckeyes? Have you seen the way that they perform? Even though we talk about the elite team, Clemson being number 1, Alabama being number 2. Okay, we got to think about Ohio State. We got to think about Georgia. When you think about Ohio State, you think about that kid right there. Number 2 on the list. Tua, put him up there. We know who this brother is. Y'all know who this brother is. Y'all did something to him last. As a matter of fact, because of him, the way he performed and the way they looked in the national championship game, I got an apology to issue later on, okay? So we'll get into all of that another time. But Tua is still big time. So is Alabama. We got to go to number 1 on the list. Give it to me. Jalen Hurts, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's something special. This guy right here tied for FBS and total QBR. We know how sensational Jalen Hurts has been. His record as a starting quarterback, 31-2. Listen, Trevor Lawrence is big time. You got a lot of big time players on Clemson. We'll talk about that. But Trevor Lawrence has struggled a little bit in the first 5 games. Okay, he's the reigning defending national champion. But this is only my list. After the first 5 week, Coach. You got a problem with that?
Absolutely. let me tell you. This reminds me of last year when you did your rant and you went, number 5, Alabama. Number 4, Alabama. Number 3, number 2.
That's right.
But in the end, it was Clemson, and we're going Trevor Lawrence. So, Trevor Lawrence, no doubt.
No love for Travis Etienne either. Come on.
No doubt. Trevor Lawrence.
How they're playing now, he's saying, though, Coach.
Oh, you know, listen, he's 5-0. He's playing just fine.
Right.
You know,
I got one that you
just
missed, by
fine.
the way.
All I want to say is this. Arguably the greatest coach in college football right now. The reigning defending national champion.
That'll be decided this year.
Two-time national champion in the last 3 years. I get where you're coming from, but last time I checked, Dabo does not sit around and say, you know what, he's doing just fine. He takes it back in that field room. He takes him out of practice, and he said, you did this, you did this, you did this. You can do all of that better. He doesn't stop. Neither do I.
Well, here's the deal. They don't give a trophy at halftime or after 5 games.
That's right.
You know, we got a long way to go.
That's right.
But
That's right.
all I can tell you, and these are unbelievable players.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I have so much respect for those guys. But if you said right now after 5 games who you picking to start your team, I'm taking Trevor Lawrence. Okay. No question.
I am too.
And you know what? You probably are too.
I am too, Coach. But by the way, while you're talking while you're talking running backs, what about DeAndre Swift? Like you look at the Bulldogs. That's running back factory now, right?
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw Nick Chubb. I'm watching on a plane. I'm like, boy, Gurley's as great as everyone says. Oh, wait a minute, that's Nick Chubb. That's not Gurley's hurt. DeAndre Swift, just because he's not on the field all the time because they've got so many guys. But, Coach, who's better than him?
Yeah, he's a great player. We recruited him hard out of high school. A great player and a great kid. A really
all-around
good
back.
You got
do it all.
You got two pretty damn good running backs here.
We do. We do. Etienne and Lynn J. Dixon, who's kind of just coming on the scene.
Right.
So
both averaging better than 6 yards a carry. I've been impressed.
Yeah,
I've been impressed.
And you're going to see more. You know, we got a long way to go in this season. We've had one fourth quarter game. Those guys have kind of gotten their work in, but it's time to start stretching them thoroughbred legs out a little bit.
What did you put them through after that tough nail biter against North Carolina? That's the first time I never saw you sweat like that, Coach.
I never saw you sweat like that. I gave him a weekend off. Said, man, we need a break.
We need to regroup.
We need to reset here.
Yeah.
No, you know what? We complimented North Carolina first of all because they did an amazing job and played really well. But we learned a lot. We learned this team is different. You know, everybody just carries over from last year. I learned that this team has the guts to win games like that. You know, you got to win games like that. You know, sometimes you can't hit the three-pointer, so you better find a way to rebound and get a steal and get to the basket and get to the free throw line. And we found a way to win. Basketball Chapel Hill analogy right there.
That's right.
Yeah, no question.
That's because you got a jump shot. That's why you brought that up. But
Let me ask you all this, Coach. You said, you know, we don't bring out trophies at halftime or after week 5. When we're looking at this list, Stephen A., you up first. I want you all to weigh in. Who do you think is going to take home the Heisman this year?
Ooh. Me personally, I think it's going to be Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could care less. You know, I mean, listen, I've been there, done that.
You care about another trophy.
If Deshaun Watson can't win the Heisman, you know what? It doesn't really matter to me. So
I have a question about Deshaun.
I've been there, done it. The Heisman is a great award. It's awesome. I would love to have a player win it, but if I've got to leave him in to get stats in the fourth quarter and things like that, we're probably not going to have a guy win, but we want to win the big trophy.
I have a question about Deshaun Watson, Coach. You obviously, you preach team. You're going to talk about how all the contribution to the team and quarterback sometimes gets too much credit. And you as a leader and a coach have these guys playing for and with each other, all that stuff. But I took you guys to beat Alabama a couple years ago because of Deshaun Watson.
You did.
I thought it would be tooth and nail down the stretch, and he'd sprinkle that magic pixie dust, and in the end, make the play to win by hook or by crook. He'd figure it out, and he got you over the top.
Yeah.
Did Deshaun Watson do anything in a permanent way to this program by beating Alabama the way he did, or is every year just you start again, or is there a ripple effect from that game?
There's a ripple effect. Listen, Deshaun benefited from what Taj Boyd did. Taj Boyd benefited from what Kyle Parker did. We've built our program over the last 10 years, and everybody's been building blocks to it. Every moment has mattered, but Deshaun put the flag at the top of the mountain and proved that we could do it. You know, it was the only thing we had not done in my time here, in 7 years at that time, was win it all. So he set that tone, and then we come back a couple years later, and Trevor took the baton and led us back.
We know who Stephen A. picked. Yeah, you can hide. Yeah. You can run, but you can't hide. We're going to take a quick break here.
I'm hiding because I picked against Clemson.
Coach, we know Alabama. He saw that list. All right, after First Take, we have a special show on the ACC Network.